Once again, I'm a little depressed by the tired old face that I see. Once again, it is time to be someone who's anyone other than me. With a rare combination of girlish excitement and manly restraint, I position my precious assortment of pencils, powder, and paint. And whenever I feel that my place in the world is beginning to crash, I apply one great stroke of mascara to my rather limp upper lash, and I can cope again. Good God, there's hope again. When life's a real bitch again, and when my sense of humor has up and gone, it's time for the big switch again. I put a little more mascara on when I count my crow's feet again, and tired of this perpetual marathon, I put down the John seat again and put a little more mascara on, and everything sparkle dust, bugle beads, ostrich blooms, when it's a beaded lash that you look through. When I feel glamorous, elegant, beautiful, the world that I'm looking at is beautiful too. When my little road has a few bumps again, and I need something level to lean upon, I put on my sling of pumps again, and wham, the ugly duckling is a swarm. And when my spirits start to sag, I hustle out my highest drag and put a little more mascara on, and everything's ankle straps, Marabou, Shalimar. It's worth sucking in my gut, girdling my rear, 'cause everything's ravishing, sensual, fabulous when Danny is tucked away and Zsa Zsa is here. When everything slides down the old tubes again, and when my self-esteem has begun to drift, I strap on my fake boobs again and literally give myself a lift. And when it's cold and when it's bleak, I simply rouge the other cheek, for I can face another day in slipper satin lingerie. To make depression disappear, I screw some rhinestones on my ear and put my brooches and tiara and a little more mascara. Ankle straps, Marabou, Shalimar, ostrich blues, bugle beads, sparkle dust, ravishing, sensual.
Call on Dolly. She's the one the spinsters recommend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants to just match him up. Don't forget to bring your maiden and that you match him up. Call on Dolly.
Dolly Levi. That's right. Mrs. Dolly Levi, born Gallagher, marriages arranged. Unfortunately, gentlemen, today I won't be able to offer my usual lightning services because of a previous appointment in the village of Yonkers, New York, where I am about to arrange the second marriage of Mr. Horace Van der Gelder, the well-known half-millionaire. As my late husband, Ephraim Levi, always said, God rest his Jewish soul. That means he's got at least $2,000 cash. Of course, I will have you carried over somebody's threshold before this very week is out. I would also like to mention that I am available for financial consultation, instruction in guitar and mandolin, varicose veins reduced, short distance hauling, poodles clipped, ears pierced, pierced ears replugged.
Just name the kind of man your sister wants to just match him up. Don't forget to bring your maiden and that you match him up.
Call on Dolly if your eldest daughter needs a friend. Ephraim? Ephraim Levi? I'm going to get married again. I'm going to marry Horace Van der Gelder for his money and send it out circulating among the people like rainwater, the way you taught me to. Of course, as my late husband always said, money, pardon the expression, is like manure. Not worth a thing unless it's spread around, encouraging young things to grow. Of course, Ephraim, it won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I'll certainly make him happy. I have always been a woman who arranges things for the pleasure and the profit it derives. I have always been a woman who arranges things like furniture, daffodils, and lies. When a man with a timid tongue meets a girl with a diffident air, why should the tortured creatures beat around the bush when heaven knows Mother Nature always needs a little push? I put my hand in there, I put my hand in here, and a girl nearly 6'3" meets a man who comes up to her ear. Surely it's obvious she'll never be seduced till some kind soul condescends to give a bow a little boost. I put my hand in there, I put my hand in there. I have always been a woman who arranges things. It's my duty to assist the Lord above. I have always been a woman who arranges things like luncheon parties, poker games, and love. My aplomb at cosmetic art turned a frump to a trump lady fair. She had a countenance a little bit like Scrooge, but oh, today you would swear the Lord himself applied the rouge. When I put my hand in here, I twist a little, stir a little, him a little, her a little, shape a little, mold a little, some poor chap gets sold a little, then I use my fist a little, all the girls get kissed a little, pressure with the thumbs, matrimony comes when I put my hand in there. passes by. I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's highlight before the parade passes by. I'm gonna get some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just passing by. Ephraim? Ephraim? Let me go. It's been long enough, Ephraim. For all these years, just like you'd want me to, I locked the door, put out the cat, made myself a hot rum toddy, and before I went to sleep, I said a prayer, thanking God that I was independent, that my life wasn't mixed up with anyone else. Then one night, an oak leaf fell out of my Bible. I placed it there when you asked me to marry you, Ephraim. A perfectly good oak leaf, but now without life and without color. I realized I was like that leaf. For years I had not shed one tear, nor had I been filled with the wonderful hope that something or other would turn out well. So I've decided to rejoin the human race. I'm going to marry Horace Vanderbilt. And Ephraim, I want you to give me away. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just passing by life with the rest of them, with the best of them. I can hold my head up high, but I've got to go again. I've got to drive again. I want to feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. Look at the grass up ahead. Listen and hear the brass harmony growing. Look at those crowds up ahead. Pardon me if my own spirit is showing. All of those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistles blow and the cymbals clash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me my own trombone, give me my own baton before the parade passes by. Hello, Rudy. Why, hello, Harry. It's so grand to be back home where I belong. You're looking swell, Manny. I can tell, Danny. You're still glowing, you're still crowing, you're still going strong. I feel the room swaying for the band's playing one of my old favorite songs from way back when. So take my rap, fellas, find me an empty lap, fellas. Dolly will never go away again.
Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell, Dolly. We can tell, Dolly. You're still glowing, you're still glowing, you're still going strong. We feel the room swaying, all the band's playing one of your old favorite songs from way back when. So
Here's my hat, fellas. I'm staying where I'm at, fellas.
promise you'll never go away again.
I went away from the lights of 14th Street and in to my personal haze. But now that I'm back in the lights of 14th Street, tomorrow will be brighter than the good old day. They're my boys. Hello. Hello. Glad to see you, Hank. Yes, thank my lucky star. You're looking great, Stanley. You've lost weight, Stanley. Dolly's overwhelmed, overjoyed, and overpowered.
I hear the ice tinkle, see the lights twinkle,
And I still get glances from
the
West Handsome
So
golly gee, fellas, find me a vacant knee, fellas. Dolly will never go away again. That's as far as it goes, boys. Hello there. Hello.
so nice to have you back where you belong.
It's nice to be home.
You're looking swell. We can tell, Dolly. You're still growing, you're still growing, you're still going strong. I hear the ice tinkle, see the lights
at the old gal now, fellas.
Dolly will never go away again. Twinkle, see the lights twinkle, and I still get glances from those handsome men. So,
Wow, 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 fellas.
hey,
Look at the old gal now, fellas. Dolly will never go away.
Thank you very much.
I'm one of the girls who's one of the boys. I'm wearing this over my old corduroys. My hips, they may wiggle, my neckline may plunge, but both of my boobies are made from a sponge. I'm one of the gals who's one of the guys. Don't call me a miss or I'll blacken your eye. Behind all the Poochie, the Gucci and pearls, I'm one of the boys, although I'm one of the girls. I'm one of the does who's really a stag, and I make my living by dressing in drag. Ignore the Max Factor you see on my face. The barbershop falls, I'm a fabulous bass. I'm one of the birds who's one of the blokes, and blue is my favorite color for jokes. In spite of the dress, the finesse, and the poise, I'm one of the girls, although I'm one of the boys. I'm one of the dames who's one of the nights. My Friday night treat is a seat for the fights. I love to go stroke with a varsity crew. You wanna play snooker? Well, chuck up your cue. I'm one of the James who's one of the Joes. So hold my cigar while I powder my nose. I've layers of lacquer that ladies enjoy. Bracelets, earrings, various toys. And I love when I've slipped into rib corduroys, because I'm one of the girls. Yes, I'm one of the girls. One of the girls who's one of the boys. Give me some men who are stout-hearted men, who will fight for the right they adore. Just start me with 10 who are stout-hearted men, and I'll soon give you 10,000 more. Shoulder to shoulder, and bolder they grow as they go to the fore. Men, there's nothing in the world can halt or mar their plan. Men, stout-hearted men, can stick together, man to man.
Tennis, our golf's a menace. We're masters of the Australian crawl. She loves to watch us play volleyball, but she keeps us around for love. Hot love, yes, she keeps us around for love. Our game's frenetic, support athletic. We keep it up in a marathon. And oh, what shoulders to lean upon, 'cause she keeps us around for love. Hot love, yes, she keeps us around for love. She takes us in turn for a nestle. She takes us in turn in the gym. She takes us in turn for a wrestle, while the rest of us, we go for him. She loves our biceps, adores our triceps. She goes insane for our pectorals. They're just the thing to correct her ill, so she keeps us around for love. Hot love, she keeps us around for love.
Oh, come up and see me sometime, eh? Oh, achoo! Oh, I beg your pardon. Chooky feathers. Hay fever. They always make me sneeze. And every time I sneeze, I feel sexy.
Oh, really, May? And what do you take for it?
Snuff. Ask a silly question, you get a silly answer. Girls, I gotta tell you.
Howdy, May!
You saw that, girls? He bruised my boob. Apologize, young man.
I'm sorry, May.
You bruised my boob, you're just sorry?
I'm sorry, May, but if your heart's as soft as your boob, I'm sure you'll forgive me.
That's poetry. If my heart is as soft as my boob, well, Buster, if the rest of you was as hard as your elbow. Come up and see you sometime. Oh, get this one, all that meat and no potatoes. What do you do for a living, honey?
I'm a rugby player.
Oh, 15 men and a ball, right up my alley. What's your speciality?
The up and under.
The up and under takes me back to the good old days with Errol Flynn. He was always up. I was always under. Now, I was telling you about the vicar. You're kind of cute, honey. Do you like riddles?
I love a riddle.
Don't have one now. I ain't got me wellies. Riddle. What is the difference between sex and conversation?
I don't know, May.
You don't? Lie down, we're gonna have a long chat. Girls, I think he's growing on me. If he isn't, he's got a gun in his pocket. I think it's a repeater. Now, tell me, honey, where'd you come from?
Well, May, I come all the way from Texas.
Oh, That's a mighty clever trick if you can do it. Texas. I just love Texas. Everything is big in Texas.
Sure is, May.
What went wrong in your case? Now you be a good boy.
Yeah.
You go back to my motel.
Yeah.
You go to my bedroom.
Yeah.
You lie yourself on my bed.
Yeah.
And if I don't join you in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
start without me. Good boy. Oh, what a mover. If you feel passionate, I don't ration it. Put your cash on it, chum. And though I ain't no angel, you'll do swell. I'll let you pluck my harp and tinkle my bell. And if you boys ain't satisfied with your blushing bride, when those wedding bells chime, I know a good time gal who's not too bad. So fellas, if you want a chum, then you better come up and see me sometime. Now I'm just a tasty peach, well within your reach. I've a slice for each guy. I like a hothouse grape each day for lunch. Give me a boy who's got one hell of a bunch. And if you like your cherry ripe, I feel very ripe. I'm no lemon or lime. I'm just a single gal who's got a pair. So fellas, if you want a chum, you can pick my plum and come up and see me sometime. Now I've had love affairs, hand and glove affairs, grown in the shop affairs too. I've had some wild weekends in marble halls, banquets, and some fabulous balls. And if a man's a man at all, and he can at all, guess who's still in her prime? Why, I'm that good time that's been had by all. So fellas, if you want a chum, then you better come up and see me sometime. Come up and see me some. Come up and see me some. Come up and see me sometime. Bah! And Norman Yem.
Classical poetry show to win their hearts one must quilt with ease. Aeschylus and Euripides, but the poet of them all, who will start and simply raving, is a poet people call the Bard of Stratford-on-Avon. Rush up your Shakespeare, start quoting him now. Rush up your Shakespeare, and the women you will bow.
Just disclaim a few words from a fella, and I'll say you're a hell of a fella.
If you're blonde, will respond when you flatter her. Tell her what Tony told Cleopatra.
If she fights when her clothes you are mussing,
What a clothes much to do about nothing.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and they're all kowtow.
with the wife of the British ambassador,
I love the
firecrackers, Troilus and Cressida.
If she says she won't buy it or take it, make it take it again as you like it. How?
If she says your behavior is heinous,
Kick her right in the
Coriolanus!
brush up your Shakespeare, and they're all kowtow. Fix thou, and they're all kowtow. Hotspot kids, all kowtow.
The fair Bianca! Oh, isn't she beautiful? I've made a ball in all the leading rackets, from which withdrawing rich I happen to be. And if thou wouldst be in up the brackets, Marry me, marry me, marry me.
My purse is yet to know a silver lining. Still lifeless is my wifeless family tree. But if for love unending you are pining, oh, marry me, marry me, marry me.
I come to thee a thought of repetition, still spraying my decaying family tree. To give a social boost to thy position, marry me, marry me, marry me.
With no qualm, any Tom, Dick or Harry, any Harry, Dick or Tom. I'm a maid who would marry and would take double quick, any Tom, Dick or Harry, any Harry, Tom or Dick.
I'm the man thou shouldst marry.
Howdy, Pop.
Howdy, Mom. I'm the man thou shouldst marry.
How thou Harry, Dick or Tom?
I'm the man thou shouldst marry.
Howdy, pal.
Howdy, chick.
How thou Tom, Dick or Harry?
Howdy, Tom, Harry or Dick.
I'm a maid who would marry and would no longer tarry. I'm a maid who would marry, may my hopes not miscarry. I'm a maid who would marry and would take double quick. Any Tom, Dick or Harry, any Tom, Harry or Dick, Dick, Dick. I dig a dick, dick, dick. I dig a dick, dick, dick. I dig a dick.
Please welcome Miss Joan Collins.
Oh, how wonderful. It's so nice to be here in Australia. Straight from California, off the set of Dynasty. Dynasty. Oh, it's so exciting. Hello, young man.
Good evening, Miss Collins.
Good evening.
The whole world is just dying to know. What did you get for those nude poses in Playboy?
What did I get for my nude poses in Playboy? $500,000.
Dollars?
No obscene phone calls.
How many men have you had in your life? I'm waiting.
I'm counting.
I'm still waiting.
I'm still counting. What a sweet man. He's very nice. Oh, hello.
Tell me, Miss Collins, how many husbands have you had?
Hundreds. But I've only been married 3 times. You're not available, are you? Sweet boy. Now, here's a man more my type. You see, there is a face. It's weathered. No, it's got character. You see those lines? You've got character, those crow's feet.
They're not crow's feet?
They are not crow's feet, girls.
They are laughter lines.
They're what?
Laughter lines.
Nothing's that bloody funny, dear.
Well, tell us, Miss Collins, what in your career are you most proud of?
Now, this might shock you, and girls, I don't want to surprise you, but I really am most proud of my knickers. I knew that would shock you, my love, but I am. No, I really am. Do you know, my dear, my knickers inspired the invention of a child's toy.
Really? What was that?
The yo-yo. Up and down goes Darky Bluebell.
But come on, Joan. What do you really look for in a man?
Well, I'm very simple, you know. Like every woman, I like a man that treats a lady like a dining room table.
A dining room table?
Yes, laid 3 times a day. Bye-bye, my dear. the shape of a goddess, the eyes of a doe, lips like rubies, cheeks as pearly as snow, a classy chassis that's on permanent show. Make no mistake about it, I'm Joan Collins. Upon the screen I play bitches and tarts, with actors famous for their Hollywood arts. And after work I get some fabulous parts. Yes, the great Joan Collins, c'est moi. But see me, I'm rather steamy. I list to my lovers in my paperback book. I'm a sweetie, ask Warren Beatty. His chapter, Heaven Rest Us, had to be written on asbestos. See me, I'm very schemy. When I'm Alexis on TV, I'm a bitch, but I'm rich, and I still rule dynasty. Keep the music on, boys, I just love it. I really do. My beautiful shape has a fabulous curve. Many museums often stop and observe. She's really someone we should stop and preserve. I quite agree with them, 'cause I'm Joan Collins. The films I make are sure to be hits. Next week, I'm Starkers at the Regal and Ritz. You've all seen Jaws, come along and see. It's me, the great Joan Collins. Yes, I'm the great Joan Collins. Come along and see little old JC. That's me, JC. I love you all. Soulmates in this country, a lady so well known to Australia she really doesn't need an introduction, but will you please welcome Jan Odell. Dear darling!
Why, Mame, how wonderful you look, and what a
thank you.
lovely outfit. I love the dress. Do you think
do?
it'll never come back into fashion, dear?
Sweet, sweet. You never change. I adore yours, my love.
Oh, do you like it?
Wonderful.
Oh, good.
Suits you.
Yes,
Who made it? Barnum and Bailey? Oh, we never changed. We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
If I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?
Though now and again, I am aware that my candid opinion may sting.
Though often my frank observation may scold. I've been meaning to tell you for years.
Really?
You should keep your hair natural like mine.
If I kept my hair natural like yours, I'd be bald. But, sweetie, we'll always be dear companions, my crony,
My mate.
We'll always be harmonizing. Orphan Annie and Sandy.
Like Amos and Andy.
And if I say that your sense of style is as far off as your youth, it's simply that. Who else but our bosom buddy would tell you the whole stinking truth?
Now, Vera, each time that a critic has written that your voice is the voice of a frog, straight to your side to defend you, I rush.
How lovely.
You know that I'm there every time that the world makes an unkind remark.
Really?
When they say Vera Charles is the world's greatest lush. It hurts me.
And if I say that your fangs are showing, Mame, bring in your claws. It's simply that. Who else but our bosom buddy would notice the obvious flaws? Alice.
Now I feel it's my duty to tell you that it's time to adjust to your age. You try to be peg of my heart when you're Lady Macbeth.
Is that so?
Exactly. How old are you, Vera? The truth.
Well, how old do you think?
Well, somewhere between
Yes.
40 and death.
But, sweetie, I'll always be Alice Toklas if you'll be Gertrude Stein. And though I'll admit I've dished you, I've gossiped and gloated, but I'm so devoted.
If I say that sex and guts made you into a star, remember that. Who else but a bosom buddy will tell you how rotten you are? Just turn to your bosom buddy for aid and affection, for help and direction, for loyalty, love, and forsooth.
Remember that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and laugh a lot, give you the devil will sit down and tell you the light the candle, get the ice on, roll the rug up. It's today, though it may not be anyone's birthday. It's not too far from the first of the year. I know that this very minute has history in it. We're here. It's a time for making merry, and so I'm for making hay. Tune that grand up, dance your shoes off, strike the band up. It's today. Now there's a land you can give life if you live life all the way. Call the cops out, hold that roof down, pull the stops out. It's today. There's a thank you. You can live life if you live life all the way. Tune the grand up, call the cops up, strike the band up, pull the stars up, hallelujah. It's today. Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Stand in the cloud. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps tearing around, one who can't move. Where are the clouds? Send in the clouds. Just when I'd stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my life, no one is there. Don't you love fast? My fault, I fear. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. Where are the clouds? There ought to be clouds. Well, maybe next year.
We're in a club that's quite exclusive. Membership ends at just week 4. Pardon us if we sound effusive. This is what we're all here for. All of us have in common one awe-inspiring bond. 'Cause we've all been led and we've all been wed by that same bombastic blonde. When we hear those wedding bells, the music of their tolling tells of Zsa, our darling Zsa. She sent us broke. Sometimes we think we're going dark each time we count our overdraft from Zsa. She's got so much more than other ladies, including my brand new pink Mercedes. Not one gem was phony, nor the full-length mink, or the alimony we paid to that pink. Still she warms our heart and soul, although we're living on the dole, and sadly sitting wondering from afar, just who is she wooing and wearing and suing? Our demon, our darling Zsa.
Hello, darlings. Hello, girls. You like the diamonds? Yeah. They're very nice. Of course, I haven't always been rich. You know, there was a time when I didn't know where my next husband was coming from. I know what you're thinking, madam. You think I'm a very naughty girl, always getting married, taking their money, and pushing my husbands aside like an old glove. That's not true. My last marriage lasted for ages. Truly. At least 3 weeks. And I'm a perfect wife. I'm very clever. I speak 3 languages: Hungarian, English, and body. As a matter of fact, tonight, I am wearing my body language bra. I think it's saying something to me. Please release me, let me go. And I make a wonderful housekeeper. I really do. Yes, every time I get divorced, I keep the house. And in Hollywood, I have the most wonderful, wonderful home with 2 swimming pools, One for washing, one for rinsing. If the gentleman wants to take you out, always get a prezi. I want to tell you about Hugh Hefner, the Playboy man. He was a friend of mine. Hugh Hefner made a date with me. He told me to my heart he held the key. He took me to his mansion and he grew a little bold. I think he saw me spread across the Playboy centerfold. But to Hugh I told him straight. I told him tie a diamond necklace round his old oak tree. If he really must have his way with me, and please stop playing about with my anatomy till he ties the diamond necklace around his old oak tree. I had a drink with Alan Rond. He took me on his yacht to see his wand. He told me it was magic and could cast some sexy spells. But when we were in his cabin, it's experience that tells. Experience? What the hell? I told him to tie a diamond necklace around his old oak tree. If he really must have his way with me, a little hanky-panky's much more fun than going to sea. So tie a diamond necklace round his old oak tree. La 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 la. Of Addie Boyle I am a fan. So I took my magic carpet to Iran. I met the Ayatollah. He's as old as Abraham. He told me he would be my wolf if I would be his lamb, although he's almost dead. Once again I said, you've got to tie a diamond necklace around your old oak tree if you really must have your way with me. And later, in his bedroom, girls, what a shock for me to see. Oh, there. 100 diamond necklaces round his old oak tree. But it's good to be here. Frankly, I feel right at home. No need to wonder why I'm in song. I'm down under where I belong. Gee, but it's good to be here. I really feel in rare form. 24 hours it took to fly. Now I'm here and I'm flying high. Good friends of Danny's welcome me, flying through the skies. Fans waved their fannies, and the mayor gave me a movie prize. I love your song and career, not long ago by the sea. I had a ball with an Aussie peach, bend my bosom up on that beach. Everyone yelled out and clear. see you wink.
You can see that I'm in the pink.
It's been so thrilling, walking round, seeing every state. My feet are killing, but the rest of me's fair dinkum-mate. I really feel in high gear, so my Australian mates sit and relax and you'll see the room jump about like a kangaroo. I couldn't be more sincere.
G-Ball, it's good to me, great to me, bad to me. G-Ball, it's good to me.
You, me, counting trees, making sure there's enough to go round, to see that our world stays fresh and green, the prettiest world you've ever seen. You,
Me, counting bees, making sure there's enough to go round, to see that our world stays coming sweet. Think of all that honey we'll have to eat. We'll count the birds in the skies, the elephant's eyes, the pandas and bears, so they won't die. All the green fields, the rivers that flow, all of the fish, just to let them know we care. We're counting, we're just counting out our share. La 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 la.
you,
Me, counting flowers, making sure there's enough to go round, to see that our world stays a coloring book. Take a look at the rainbows inside. We'll count our family and friends, the letters they send, the neighbors next door, the sugar they lend, the children who grow, the future they bring, all of the people, let them hear us sing. We care. We're counting, carefully counting out our share. You, me, counting love, making sure there's enough to go round, to see that our world keeps growing strong. There's something wrong if we can't do right. You, me, we're counting love.
I am what I am. I am my own special creation. So Come take a look. Give me the hook or the ovation. It's my word that I want to have a little pride in. My word, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am. I am what I am. I don't want praise, I don't want pity. I bang my own drum. Some think it's noise, I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each spangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Your life is a sham till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. I am what I am. And what I am needs no excuses. I deal my own deck. Sometimes the ace, sometimes the deuces. There's one life, there's no return and no deposits. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can shout out loud, I am what I am. Thank you very much. Thank you once again for spending your evening with us and having in your homes. God bless you all. Good night.
Thank you very much indeed. Hello and welcome to Through the Keyhole, the show that sits right down and makes itself at home by the firesides of the famous. As always, we borrowed the keys to two fascinating homes belonging to two well-known personalities, and with the help of the beloved Lloyd Grossman, we'll be taking a privileged peep behind closed doors. But the question is, whose? Well, to try and answer that question, we have our panel, which has already been purchased by the Victoria and Albert Museum to form the centrepiece of next year's prestigious Panel Games of the 20th Century retrospective. Our first panellist is not only a writer, he's a craftsman with words. Today, for instance, he very generously gave me a piece of grammatical advice. He said, double negatives are a complete no-no. An author who says he loves everything about writing except the paperwork, Mr. Alan Corran. Our next panellist is one of our leading comedians who recently did a stint on a travel show. I noticed just now that when she sat down at the desk, she automatically went to put her seat back and tray table to its upright position. Direct from Luton Airport, Miss Lorraine Chase. And our third panellist is the noted television critic of the News of the World. Writing a television review, he once said, is like describing an accident to an eyewitness. An aficionado of beer and Norwich City. What better combination? Mr. Charlie Catchpole. Let me just tell you a bit about the game. With the help of the magic keys, we'll be taking a careful look inside 2 fascinating homes. And that should tell us something, maybe quite a bit, about the person or persons that live there. All our friends here have got to do is to work out who that is. So let's join Lloyd right now at house number 1. And watch closely, because remember, the clues are there as we go through the keyhole.
Gosh, isn't this grand? This room is a very rich mélange of the French and the Oriental, and lots of decorative effects have been brought to bear on this room. Decorative effects like paintwork. The walls have been very carefully dragged to give them a very interesting, deep and shimmering color. The Oriental influence comes with things like these great thundering elephants that are holding up the coffee table, and there's cherry trees on either side of the big window. France comes in the draperies. Look at those elaborately swagged curtains. They're really quite magnificent, very palatial. There are a lot of objects dramatically placed in this room. The first one you come to is this Pierrot, a French performing clown, who seems to be singing Au clair de la lune. So performance is a characteristic of this household. Now, this room is quite formal, and I think it's used more for show than for lounging around. These sofas have probably very rarely been used. The most stunning thing in here, there's this fantastic set of 17th century French prints of frolicking putti, and it's called The Games and Pleasures of Childhood. Well, the palatial effect carries on as that hall turns into, I guess this is a sort of dining room. There are lots of dramatic pieces of sculpture in here as well. Chiefly this rather Arabian-looking couple. For a minute I thought he was Othello, but not quite. And then bits of French sculpture as well. The 2 reclining greyhounds might indicate some sort of love of dogs. And fittingly for such a setting, we've got equestrian statues of 2 French kings. I recognize one as Francis I. I can't tell you who the other one is, though. This room has a really nice atmosphere to it. There's a small, rather informal dining table. It only seats 4, but who knows, maybe they're like intimate little entertainments. And there's a little alcove off of here, which is a sort of music room, or maybe it would be more accurate to call it a piano room, because there is a rather cool baby grand here. And there's also a cupboard that's been made out of an old upright piano. In that cupboard, you can see a little figurine of a Chinese crested hairless dog. So this person's obviously a dog fancier. The more exotic, the better. Well, Liberace would have felt right at home in this room with its glossy white baby grand piano and trademark pair of candelabras. Now, this room has a very international feel to it. It could almost be the cocktail lounge of a rather ritzy cruise ship. It certainly belongs to someone who travels a lot. They've even got a compass rose inlaid on the floor in case they lose their sense of direction. All around you can see souvenirs of travel, mostly in the Far East. So there are Chinese embroideries in octagonal frames all around the walls. And there's a terrifically impressive pair, I guess they're incense burners, on the windowsill. Now, this room has one message, and that message is glamour. Hence all these creamy tones and lots of gilt everywhere. Whoever lives here loves dressing up, and they love throwing parties as well. And they've certainly got the impedimenta for entertaining. Oriental themes play a part in this bedroom as well, where this pantomime horse appears to have galloped over from India. You know, interestingly enough, I think that whoever lives here is rather sort of old-fashioned, a bit of a traditionalist. Because, for example, here in the bedroom, that huge television set is hidden behind a very respectable-looking Chinese screen. I think whoever lives here also perhaps likes to be the center of attention, because they've got these great throne-like chairs here on either side of the bed. And here we see More evidence of a beloved pet, a Chinese crested hairless. Really, the whole feel of this room is like being in a very, very luxurious crash pad somewhere in the Far East. Now let's look at the evidence. The serenading clown, the glamorous piano, the pantomime horse. Who lives in a house like this? David, it's over to you.
Well, thank you, Lloyd. And now for our home and studio audience, but not for our panel. Here's whose house it is. So, Alan, it's over to you.
A singer? Is it? He's done the troubadour thing. It's probably. Is it a female singer we're looking for? No.
No, it's not.
Well, it's a male singer with a lot of rather exorbitant taste. But
all right, let's go on to Lorraine.
Beautiful pieces in there. I think you're dead right. When you first came in, you thought, oh, hello, bit zhuzhy.
Yeah.
But then you had the feeling it was only that one room, and you thought, oh, hello, he knew that was a bit zhuzhy, and he really went for that. Yeah. The bedroom was quite wonderful, very stylish. Is he just a singer, or is he comedian come...
You're doing well. Charlie.
Well, this is a bit of a hunch. I noticed that somebody in the audience laughed when you said he's not a female singer. As that there might be some doubt whether it was a male or a female. I think we might be warned. Do you think it could possibly be?
It's never Lily Savage, is it?
No, he hasn't got that sort of taste.
Oh, now there's a thought.
Could it just perhaps be Danny La Rye?
It could. Danny La Rye, will you come through the keyhole? It does look wonderful. What did you think of the comments? They were...
Oh, I loved it, you see. When you dragged yourself around the world. The funny thing is that somebody said, have you got a frock or a feather? And I said, well, this is my house. And you see, as most of my colleagues know, I live in a suitcase. Otherwise, I couldn't afford the house, you see. As I said, I've dragged myself around the world. But I separate my life from the frocks.
But everyone responded to the house to the theatrical sense in that house.
Theatre is, you know, when you start as a kid, when you've got nothing, and you buy things. I used to buy, and you were quite right. I used to go to Portobello Road, and my mate used to say, "You're bleeding mad, Dan, spending 200 quid." Well, some of those things that I spent for 200 quid are now worth maybe 300, a bit more, but I love them, you see. I love them, and they're mine, and I bought them, and they're mine. Nobody gave them to me, they're mine. And I love my little house. I love my little dog, by the way, he is a crested hairless. He's a smashing little fella.
Oh, I was going to ask you about dogs that very second. Jonty is.
Jonty, yes.
And what make is he?
He's not a make. You're not talking about a handbag?
He's made in Japan.
He's a little fella. But what I'm pleased with is I've survived. I've gone through. And I suppose I would like just to carry on with my pantomimes, with my La Cage aux Folles, with my Hello Dollies, with my good old days in this area.
And a very, very good tale of all the different people you play, and you're going to continue.
I started in the show, it was 1949, and Harry Seacombe said to me, with his lovely wife, Maura, they took me out to supper. It was an all-male show. And he went, "Danny, you've got no talent. You're a very nice young man. I hear you were a window dresser. I suggest you go back to it." I took his advice, And I went back to it. And we are now still the greatest mates. And when Harry is now asked to give young artists advice, he said, oh, please don't ask me, because I told somebody once. He was probably right, I don't know. But I sort of love my profession. I am what is called, used to be called, I'm a female impersonator. Danny walks into a dressing room. Various people walk out, good or bad, and then when they're hung up, Dan walks out. And
but you must realise you're very
it.
difficult for a programme like this, because on the one hand, we're looking for a male, are we? Yes, we're looking for a male, but we're looking for a female singer. I know,
well,
it's extremely confusing.
It was a very clever...
Danny La Rye, male, female, all the best of everything.
God bless
Thank you very much indeed. Danny La Rye. Our huge thanks to Danny La Rye. I wonder who's next.
Imagine for 30 seconds that you are a vet.
We'll probably be with you in about half an hour, as you think.
People are
Welcome back to Through the Keyhole with Lloyd Grossman, a man who just loves houses. He says he wouldn't live in anything else. So let's join him right now at house number 2, where he doesn't live, but who does, as we go through the keyhole.
Well, I suppose this room could be described as Dallas comes to England. Only on Dallas did you ever see rooms that were this big, this glossy, and this luxurious. And then here's the English bit. Very traditional, leaded glass windows, looking out to half-timbered houses, and beautiful landscapes of North Wales beyond. So really sort of magnificently glamorous room. Now, whoever lives here is very interested in physical perfection. At least that's what these statues seem to hint at. Just look at all those beautiful bodies prancing across this windowsill. Now, this is a very, very, very high-tech stereo system, and it seems to be devoted to listening to massive reggae at huge volumes. And indeed, in spite of the fact that this room looks very traditional with its chandeliers and rather nice cornicing, this is a place for really high-tech electronic entertainment. Big television set, lots of zappers, and these vast sofas are ideal for crashing out and watching a bit of telly. Now, this room flows rather nicely into a dining room, which is sort of a much softer room. It's got more pastel tones in it, and it's full of display cases. And those display cases are crammed with all sorts of trophies. They're also proof that if you're a good sportsman, you never have to buy your own decanters. Well, here's a fridge full of sporty drinks. We've got a lot of isotonics for fast fluid replacement, as they say, then some tropical fruit juice, and a fun drink, an open bottle of rather upmarket champagne. Now, this fridge is full of healthy food. There's lots of fresh pasta and salads and fruit, all that sort of stuff. And you can see that someone in this household likes rather lively flavors, because nestling next to the horseradish, we've got hot pepper sauce and spicy jerk sauce. There's more jerk in the spice rack as well. We've got Jamaican jerk seasoning along with hot chili powder. So if someone here is really passionate about strong flavors, really likes the hot stuff. Now, this kitchen is perfect for an ultra-tidy cook, someone who likes to sort of wash up as they cook. Whoever works here is very precise, very immaculate, possibly very demanding. There is one jocular touch here amidst all this white. On the extractor hood, there's a Minnie Mouse fridge magnet, but I can't help thinking that this is really Mickey's kitchen. Well, this is a splendidly white bedroom of the sort you find in the tropics, so much so that I'd expect a sandy beach and some coconut palms outside. Instead, we have more of this wonderful view of North Wales and sea breezes. So I wonder why they need this ionizer. They're obviously very, very health-conscious people. I think they do like taking their holidays in the sun, though, and I think these pictures of tropical fish and shells remind them of all those hours they've spent lazing on various beaches. Now, as you can see from the remote controls, we do have the technology to watch videos in this bedroom, but really, these folks are more often reading these rather highbrow books like A History of Africa, A History of the Indians of the United States, and The Civilization of Europe in the Renaissance. So maybe someone here is a thwarted university lecturer. Let's look at the evidence. The massive reggae, the Jamaican spice, the historical reading. Who lives in a house like this? David, it's over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Lloyd. And now for our home and studio audience, here's whose house it is. And let's begin with you, Charlie.
Reggae music, yes, the West Indian connection, we got that. And a sportsman. Possibly born in the West Indies, but been living over here quite a long while.
That's true. All right, Lorraine, over to you.
Is it very tall?
Quite tall, yeah.
Is it cricket? To do with cricket?
Well, it could be to do with cricket, but it isn't.
Ah. Rugby?
Could well be rugby, but it isn't. Nor is it putting.
Synchronised swimming, is it?
Synchronised swimming is a good thought.
So we're looking for two people here. Nose cones on. It's curious, this, isn't it? Because it's not a sportsman's home. It doesn't feel like a sportsman's home. I think he bought it last week. It's been totally decorated. It looks very good.
No, wait a minute. Don't forget, while we're looking for the man, these two people are
But there are these
married.
excellent books by the side of the bed, which suggest sort of they're autodidactic. He's not a boxer, is he?
No.
Ah, I was thinking, yeah, well, I won't. That's all right then. So we're looking for an athlete.
Is that all right then?
Is the woman an athlete as well?
Pardon?
Is the woman an athlete as well?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
We're looking for a male West Indian athlete who now lives in North Wales.
Or, yeah, certainly.
And when we say athlete, we mean athletics, we mean a track and field person.
No, that's about 8 sports you've been through and you haven't got the right
We
one.
haven't got it yet.
We tried rugby, soccer.
You haven't had football.
No, that was your first sport.
Now,
I think it's John Barnes.
I think you're right.
Where did you get that from? I don't know yet.
John and Susie Barnes, will you come through the keyhole?
I'm on the wrong side this time. I'm on the wrong side this time.
Exactly, because last time John was with us, he was over there.
I was over there guessing.
Very successful panellist. And wasn't Viv Richards on that programme?
Yeah, they made that one quite easy for me as well.
They did very easy for you. See. But did you notice how they went through every sport under the sun without getting to football?
No, well, I think they were thrown by the house because, as someone said, that you wouldn't really associate that house with a sportsman. But I'd just like to clear it up for everyone and say that I had nothing to do with that house. So, as you can see, with the pinks and the pastels, it was my wife's house.
That's exactly what I said to young Corin during the conversation. Yep. But the thing is, the design is terrific, Susie. You did all that yourself.
Yes, I did it all.
Yeah. And what were you just trying for? For the feeling of... the feeling of sunshine? And...
I just knew what I had in mind. When we looked at the plot, there was an amber sunset, and I called the house Amber Rise. And the sun sets on every day, an amber sunset, and the whole house is filled with sun all the time.
Well, and that comes over. And Lloyd looked at that kitchen and said they thought the person who works in that kitchen must be very precise, immaculate, even demanding. Is that you?
Or doesn't cook. That's why everything is nice and new.
I like to keep it nice and tidy.
Yeah.
All the time. That means not cooking.
But, I mean, you actually are supposed to be continually tempted by fattening food, John. Is that right?
Well, I think that when we say she doesn't cook, we take the kids to McDonald's and Kentucky and stuff like that. Recently, we've been trying to keep away from that because, you know, I don't know if it's been well documented, but I've put on a bit of weight a few years ago. So I've been starting to have vegetables and stuff like that.
She's pretty good now.
And how old are the children now?
10, 7 and 3.
3. And the two of you been together for how long?
13 years.
13 years, yeah.
13 years. Well, these days, that deserves a round of applause.
House clean with those children needs a round of applause.
Absolutely.
They must be really good kids.
But in fact, the crew from Through the Keyhole actually tied it up when we came. We were quite glad for them, actually. They didn't want to see a dirty house, so...
We're going to be really welcome and in demand that we offer a cleaning service along with everything else. And, well, of course, great to have you on television, because television runs in your family, doesn't it?
Well, my mother was on television in Jamaica. She was on a bit of a program which was called API, which was like, I suppose, the 6 o'clock show, you know. That's a while ago now, but she did a stint on television. And in fact, when she came to England, when they were here for 4 years, she did a program for about 6 weeks on Channel 4.
Really? Oh, well, you're continuing, and I'm sure in the future you'll continue the tradition even more. It's a joy to have you both with us. Susie, may I present you
Thank you.
with the Through the Keyhole key, and we'll send around the Through the Keyhole team to keep it polished from time to time and all of that stuff. Thank you both very much indeed. Our thanks to John and Susie Barnes. And to the male and female in part 1, Danny La Rye. And, of course, to Alan Corran, to Lorraine Chase, and to Charlie Catchpole. Until the next time, goodbye for now.
We're off to the animal practice next, where vet Hugh Sam